Hello everyone, excuse me while I just get comfortable. We could be seeing a summer of change at the club, and with that, that's usually players in, players out. So, who could we see leave this summer? It's looking very likely Trent is on his way. We have no idea what's happening with Mo or Virgil van Dijk, but let's try and assume they stay for now, and then maybe we can revisit the situation if we think they are leaving. So who could be on the way? We've got Georgi Mamadashvili coming in the summer. He said he wants to fight for the number one. So we have him, Alisson, Kelleher and Jaros. Who stays? Who goes? I see Jaros possibly going there. Maybe Kelleher. And if we did lose Alisson, we'd need a backup goalkeeper. But we would have two solid goalkeepers there. The question is, we saw with Arsenal, can you do two number ones when they had Ramsdale and Wright? It didn't work there. Would it work with both Alisson and Mamadashvili? Would one have to go and bring in a number two keeper? Now you'd expect if that was the case, it would be Alisson that goes. You don't bring in Mamadashvili to just sell him, unless there was a loan for a season. But we could see a change in the goalkeepers still, depending on what happens with Alisson. Now, with Trent going, we could need a right back. Who do you bring in though? That's the thing. We've been linked with a few players, but at the moment I don't see any names immediately standing out. It could be they go with Bradley and then look to the academy or whatever for an understudy. And then again, we just could go with somebody random we don't know or not been linked with before. On the other side of the fence, we have the left back spot, which is currently Costa Simicas and Robbo. Robbo has had some bad games. We look at Fulham, and he's had some good games. He's been a great servant since he arrived from Hull. He's literally won everything domestically he can get. But is his time coming to an end? It's a big, big question. So if you let one of them go, who'd you let go? Would you let Costas go and keep Robbo as a backup for his experience? Or do you move Robbo on and keep Simicas? There's probably arguments to and fro for either. I think that might be a topic for another day, but who would come in if one went? Well, the main two names we've seen mentioned are Milos Kerkez, who I mentioned in a video last night, and he could be a potential arrival, or Aitonori from Wolves. So, centre-backs. At the moment, centre-back wise, we have Joe Gomez, who can cover in full-backs, but we don't know whether Joe Gomez will be moved on in the summer. We have Quansah, who had a hit and miss season. He's had some good performances and some really poor ones, but he's still young. We also have Kanate and Virgil van Dijk. And eventually we're going to have to replace Virgil van Dijk either in the summer or in the next couple of years. He's not getting younger. Who would we bring in? We've been linked with Hato of Ajax, who could also fill in at the left back spot. There is obviously Loic Bardi of Seville, who's been in the Prem before with Forest on loan, but it wasn't an amazing spell. But then again, we've seen players play in the Prem before not do well, leave, come back and be amazing. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne was not exactly a success at Chelsea, and neither was Mo Salah. You can't argue that they've improved and come back and done well. So why can't Bardi? Would he be a name? Another one is Bournemouth, is Houston, who's just burst onto the scene this year. Who would you bring in the centre back? Now, defensive midfield, we do need a body in the 6 role. We do need some cover because I don't see Tyler Morton being a long-term solution. Wataru Endo is not the type of 6 that Slot usually goes for, as we've seen from the limited appearances. Take those out of the equation. We've got Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch. Curtis Jones would be more offensive than defensive. Would he be a 6? But then again, would you want to bring somebody else in? One name we've been linked of is Gomez at Wolves. That's another Wolves player linked to the club. Good player. He impressed me when we played them in the 2-1 win. He looked really good. And again, so did Nori. Now, where we could see huge change, the front line. Because we don't know whether Luis Diaz is going to get his Barcelona move, whether he's going to be moved on. We don't know who's going to replace Darwin Núñez, if at all. We don't know the future of Jadon Danns, whether he's got a long-term future at the club. Same with Ben Doak. We know Kears is having problems with his conditioning. You could say it's a bit of a tiring subject at the moment. So we have Cody Gakpo, stays for me. He's been one of the most underrated players for us this season. Huge fan of Cody. We've got Diego Jota. Could he be moved on? I like Jota, but injuries could be an issue. And where does that leave us in numbers? It's quite hard. You could link Shirky, and he could fill in a midfield role as well. Leon's financial troubles are no secret. He's reportedly been made available for around about 20 million. I think that's a fantastic buy. And if you want to go further up the value, you could go to Florian Wirtz. He's heavily linked with Bayern Munich as well. But some other names, we've got João Pedro of Brighton. Mitoma of Brighton's a good player. Is he a Liverpool player? We've got Semenyo, again Bournemouth. I also quite like Justin Kluivert, but would he be consistent over time? Mbeumo at Brentford, who's taken on the mantle of being the figurehead since Ivan Toney left, and he's coped. He's taken to it like a duck to water. We've already mentioned Hugo Kitka and Benjamin Sesko. And if we did lose Jota, I do like Cunha, and sorry Wolves fans, that's the 3rd player I've mentioned here today. So that's 3 Wolves players and 3 Bournemouth players. Apologies. Well, sorry, not sorry. If they're linked, I don't create the links, I'm just talking about the players mentioned. There's so many players that we could bring in. The question is, will we? But we will probably need a couple of defenders. At least we will probably need a 6. And the forward line could be going through a huge revamp, similar to the midfield of last year. And that's not factoring in if Mo and Virgil go as well. So, who do you think we will get rid of in the summer? And who do you think will come in? Now remember, we supposedly got this big war chest of money. Well, is that the war chest that pays for the yacht to travel around the world? Or is that the war chest to get us some players to challenge for trophies in the coming years? Again, that's another one I'll leave to you. Either way, Hughes and Edwards could have a busy summer ahead of them. A really busy summer. Will they make it a busy summer? Will they do the business? That's the question. That's another one I'll leave to you to ponder in the comments. But thank you very much for watching.